All right. Good morning. Good morning. It is 6:32. It is July 16th. Hope everyone's feeling well. Take a look at disclosure and let's get to it. All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Scott Redler. I'm the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. Welcome to today's 6:30 Club. So there was something one of my older, actually, bosses from back in the day said, if you go out with the boys, you have to wake up like a man. And I'll tell you, I am hurting today. So yesterday was the 21st Stephen M. Perez golf outing. So my friend passed away of leukemia when he was 30, and we've been doing a golf outing for the last 21 years. So it's a day when I just drive around on a golf cart, say hello to 200 of my closest friends from all walks of life, and you'd have a drink, you do a shot, and it's one of those days. So P.S. I slept in Long Island and drove home, to the office straight here. So it's one of those anyway, I can see again. One of those mornings. But anyway, with that being said, I don't have a huge lot going on because I kind of feel as if the S&P and the market's a little bit overbought right here. The oscillator's like plus 70. The IWM had a huge move. You can't buy it now, even if you think it's going higher in the next month or two. XBI, huge move. And, tech seems like it needs to be a little bit of a rebuild stage with the semis. So it's just like, all right, what do you want to be in and how much do you want to commit right now? It's also, we're coming into the second, 2 weeks of July, which are usually trickier than the first 2 weeks, and it's been quite a run. So you're allowed to, I don't say the stock market's a casino, so I'm not going to say take some chips off the table, but, a little lower gross, a little lower net, and make sure you pick your spots a bit more carefully. Let me say hello to some of my dogs around the world. What up, Blair? I'm hurting a little bit. Yeah. What's up, Scotty Gids? We are on the C Streak right now. There you go. That's a nice way to travel, by the way. What's up, Westfield? How you doing? I was just in AC for a basketball tournament, and two of the kids are from Westfield, and we actually grew up playing with 3D lacrosse with a lot of guys from Westfield and Scotch Plains. Good area, great area. What up, Austin? What up, Massapequa? Mobileye, what is it, upgraded again today? I think it was upgraded yesterday and didn't hold up. But anyway, let's see. What is everyone keeps focusing on Mobileye. I think the stock trades kind of like, but anyway, I want to get into what it do yesterday. Yeah, you know what? It's just so funny. You take a look at the stock that everyone just really focuses on. Look how bad this stock is. Everyone keeps asking me about it, and I feel like all everyone does is lose money in this name that has done absolutely nothing. Look at the SPYs hit an all-time high, the Qs just off the all highs, semis on the move, and everyone's all focused on this little piece of junk stock that's doing absolutely nothing. It's up 11 cents. Anyway, with that said, Coin looks much better. Yes, Coin. If you want to take a look at Coin, look at this chart. Coin had a nice day one move above the moving averages. Bitcoin kind of ignited again. So Coin is probably something you probably should be focusing on a little bit more. I'm actually in the IBIT. Bought the dip there. Thank goodness. This is a ETF that correlates to Bitcoin. Hey, that definitely didn't do well here when it looked like it was going to break out. It broke down. Looked decent again. So into this small little red dog reversal area, I was like, you know what, let me buy a dip in IBIT because A, that fund is done just selling it, and B, figured if you can't play momentum, why not play reverse scenario? So PS, that worked pretty well. So anyway, you have a big gap here. Bitcoin trades all night long, so you can't even really, you can't really just, hyper focus on this gap. But overall, Bitcoin should be acting better. A lot of guys are looking at silver and gold also. I remember the first quarter, we had a really big action in gold and silver. I've kind of ignored it for a while. The Alpha team did get me back in silver. If you want to take a look at SLV, if you remember when I was on with Liz Clayman, here is where I loved silver. Right around here when it broke out and then took out this, 23.45 area. Now it looks all right. It's hanging up here. It's above the moving averages. I would not be playing strength. I'm long some silver. It looks decent. The GLD, gold. Also, if you remember, here you had a nice channel. This was back in March. So March was great for gold and silver. And what happens after a big move? It has to consolidate. And at this point, it's looking like it's consolidating again, ready to take out this 225.07. So if you're thinking gold and silver is going to move, looks pretty good. As far as the SPYs itself, I shorted some more premium. I'm a glutton for punishment. No, I'm kidding. But I feel like you have to have some hedges on up here. And all I know is every time I buy puts a week or two out, I lose money because you don't get some crazy downside. Even last Thursday when the SPYs were down 5, no follow through on Friday. So the way I'm making money, both ways is I'm selling premium higher, not in the money, a little higher. I go out a day and a half. So like yesterday, just because I have some positions on, I sold the 565 calls for Wednesday. Today's Tuesday. SPYs right now are right here at 562, and I sold them for like $1. So, doesn't get above 565, I keep the $1. If it gets above it, I'm short from 566. So that's a good way to kind of hedge, as it is getting a little choppier. Like here, everyone that was buying all the puts, like, oh my God, I'm going to make so much money. And meanwhile, no downside follow through. So we'll see. And if you look here, the SPYs just inched up a little bit, and the Qs did not make a new high. Okay, and it was a little tricky yesterday. I know that I headed out for the outing. All of a sudden, I'm like, damn. I'm short some. I shorted the 503s here. That was my way. I thought, look at this wide range bar. Chances are we're going to pack and fill. There's no way we're going to make a new high this week. So what I did is for Wednesday, I shorted some 503 calls saying, okay, if we make a new high, I need to be hedged anyway. So that's kind of the way. Oh, we've got a little bug in this office. That's the way I'm looking to kind of hedge. Some guys are going out a month and buying puts. Some guys are buying the VIX. I'm just going to, pick and choose my spots a little bit more carefully with certain stocks and sell some premium. Hate to say it, but GME looks interesting. I hate to say it too. And I bought some calls yesterday. Anyway, oh, look at that. I actually had a decent move yesterday. Somebody in the VTF was telling me that there was a lot of options going off, the 30s and some 35s. So it's a nice technical chart. So what did I do? I don't like to be in the name, so I bought some options. I think I bought what I buy. I bought I bought the 28.5s. So anyway, we'll see what's it doing this morning. Is it up a little bit? It's up 30 cents. But again, these story stocks that might have a big move, I don't like to be in the name. I like to just be in some options just in case something silly happens. Sometimes, at least, risk is premium paid. So I did buy some with you, Rod. But anyway, JP Morgan. Now that is not a meme name. JP Morgan, look at that move. Everyone was all worried about earnings. I'm like, guys, JP Morgan always is noisy the day of earnings and then tries to go. And JP Morgan has been, moving right along. I have a friend that works at JP Morgan, and he has basically his whole life savings in that stock. And is doing quite well. I would diversify a little bit though, but the banks are trending. Banks are trending. For those of you who are like, hey, Red Dog, what about the IWM? Look at the IWM now. This is when we were talking about it. I was on Fox Business on Tuesday of last week. 1 week ago, me and Liz were talking about. She's like, well, how can I make money now? Like that's how we talk about making money now. Long term, just put it up monthly. I was like, you know what? I'm buying some IWM calls, the 202.50s, and I'm buying some XBIs, the 93s and 95s, and thank goodness, what a nice move. I always feel like I could have more size and I could make more money, but be happy and have some gratitude for being in the position. And that was a nice position. That actually helped me when I wound up losing in my Amazon because Amazon just kind of failed. So I was pretty loaded up. I made a lot of money here in this 2 days. And then I, just like everyone else, was hoping that, Amazon can get above 201. I was long the 202.50s, the 205s, and then it broke. This is what I was scared of. I was like, I'm like, he's going to be selling so much stock by the time he lifts, the market's going to be ready to come in, and it's going to ruin that trade. So anyway, it pulled in. Thank goodness I got stopped out of the name of 197.50, and I will lose some money in my options. It happens, so, as a trader, not everything works. Anyway, so I'm just avoiding it for a little while. What did work is Apple. Apple, though, it got a little extended yesterday from the 8-day. This is making higher lows and higher highs. I was hyper focused in here. See, listen, as a trader, there are good setups, and then there's times you just manage the trade. And this right here was a great setup, right? It hit 220, pulled in, was ready to go. I was long the 220s, 220, 250s, and then nice move. At this point, though, it's just how much do you want to be involved? Is Jeff done? No. Well, maybe. We'll see. So at this point, there's not a whole lot of setups that I love. I feel like NVIDIA needs time to just kind of pack and fill. NVIDIA yesterday went red, kind of in this little channel right here. We'll see if it holds in here. A lot of people, if you want to extend it like this is very key. This will tell us if tech's going to roll over. If NVIDIA breaks 127, you're going to see probably some sellers come into the semis. What's NVIDIA doing today? NVIDIA is down 12 cents. So we'll see what happens here. NVIDIA, to me, is a very big key to the market and the semis. So far, you have a high, lower high, and didn't show much traction yesterday. So NVIDIA is not, going gangbusters. It's in rebuild mode ever since this day. So just take your trades. Avago did split. I bought some options in Avago. Oh, here's your split. The stock is a split. So, you could draw a wedge here also where now it's post-split. Now some people are like, oh, let me buy it now. It's, 170-ish. I could buy 1,000 shares versus 100 or whatever it is, and I know when NVIDIA split last time, just so you know, NVIDIA was here. Okay, NVIDIA, this was your pre-split high, pulled in a bunch, and then made a new high. So I figured, hey, why not go buy some 185 calls just in case? And then if it happens to clear this spot and the market's somewhat healthy, that's what Avago looks like. This is 185. Looks pretty set up. But again, if this will give us some clues to the summer trade also. If all of a sudden Avago breaks below this, which is 166.85, and that level in NVIDIA that I just showed you breaks, then we're correcting a little bit. So this is kind of tight here, and this would be one level to get above. This is 177-ish. So this is something that's on my radar. I bought a little calls yesterday. I actually made some money, and I bought some calls. I think like average $1.55, $1.55, and I sold some almost $2 for 50% before, or 25% before leaving. But anyway, so I think this is important. Avago and NVIDIA for the semis, okay, and tech right now, seems like it needs some time. What else? Yeah, Tesla's been very active. You're right. A little tough though, actually really not that tough. This is when it was a calculated money trade when it took out this 198, and then it definitely, I think a lot of people started shorting it up here, and it was hard to stay the course. And then finally, you had the red dog reversal sell where it opened above 265 to 271, failed to hold it, broke below that. So if you were trailing longs, you could have got out right there. If you're looking for a short, that was your entry. And then Friday gave you a low and then reclaimed 239. So if you took Tesla home because of this red dog reversal buy on Friday, you made some good money. And now kind of put a little bit of a topping tail in there. That's 265.60. It's active. I would just, this is something you could use for cash flow if you don't have that much on to create money, right? What's this low here? This low is 251.73. What's Tesla doing today? Tesla's probably up a little bit. It's up 380. So it's kind of packing and filling. I would say it's not really a setup buy. Some might short it versus 265. Just realize it's 9 points of slippage. So I would wait for a signal. Tesla is really good at giving you signals. It's really good where if you're like, all of a sudden Tesla's up $4 and the spies go from up 50 cents to up $1 and Tesla doesn't go up, that gives you a relative weakness divergence. Then you short, and then usually it pulls in when the futures pull in. Or market goes red, Tesla's holding up $3, and then all of a sudden the S&P's bounce. It goes from up 3 to up 6. Those are what we call little technical signals, and Tesla's really good doing that with you. please talk a little bit about the Q's rebuild and the RDR for not pro people. I don't have enough time for that. If you want to Google Red Dog Reversal, Google Red Dog Reversal, Scott Redler. There are videos, there's YouTube videos, there's webinars that'll teach you about the Red Dog Reversal, which is a calculated way to buy something or short something, and identifying the rubber match area. So I'll go real quick. So what's a Red Dog Reversal sell? Well, right in here you have the high, right? This is just a 267.59. Okay, for people who think, okay, that this thing was going to just say 300, what did it have to do first? It had to get above 267.59. Okay, and then after a big move, some guys are getting squeezed. So in order to continue, it's got to get above and stay above a pivot area. So this is what you had to identify. So what did it do? It pushed above, went to 271, came back below. Those who have been waiting to short something that just went $60, you're now shorting here. You have a $4 worth of risk for something that just went basically $75. Okay, and then once it took out the prior low, that was your confirmation that you're having some kind of bearish engulfing candle, and that could have been your second entry. And then some people would probably cover, take some home overnight, and it did open down 5 on Friday. So that's basically using this pivot to short verse out, or this was your low from Thursday. You could have been a buyer versus this area. You said, hey, it just pulled in from 271 down to 233. You want to play the range. This is like a little lesson. What you could do is then once it put a low in a 233 and reclaim 239, you could have been a buyer here versus that, and then all of a sudden you take some home long, you got a little follow through. So the Red Dog is a way to identify the battleground areas on will it continue for another day or will it reverse, and it gives you a calculated spot. Yes, Mara had a really big move yesterday with crypto. I was watching this for a while too. Unfortunately, I've had options on every single week, and I didn't have options on coming into this week in Mara, but I'll live. Nice little move there. So if crypto continues to move, Mara should go. Again, coin is really the what's it called? A little bit more of the quality, and IBIT. So those are the three you should have up on a little, market view window if you're playing crypto, obviously with Bitcoin itself. Yes, SMCI was a pain in the ass yesterday. This stock is becoming very annoying. Felt like it should be able to go, was added to the net. Oh, by the way, you ever see a back scratcher? Oscillator is like plus 75, which is up there. Anyway, you would think this channel going sideways would be tight enough for it to get up and go. And yesterday it tried, and it just didn't have enough power. It's because I guess some of the semis don't. So anyway, very tricky. This is a very tough stock to trade. It's very loose and wide. If anything, maybe go out a week or two, take some options if you feel like it might finally go. Like, obviously this had a huge move to start the year from 400 to 1200. It's been going sideways. Remember, we caught this little move, and then, oh, that's another, you guys with the Red Dog Reversal. That right there is a little Red Dog Reversal, right? Anyway, what does that mean? It just means that, it traded above this little high here, went below. Anyway, this was also a Red Dog Reversal, got above 972 and failed to hold it. So it's about identifying levels. Do they get above and stay above and continue, or do they reverse down? Do they get below and stay below and continue, or reverse up? That's it. I'm tired. The oscillator is plus 75. I would be a little careful. At this point, a lot of the moves have already happened, but there's still stuff going on. To me, I don't think you chase the IWM now or chase the XBI now. We were in there last week. It doesn't mean you have to short it. Mega cap tech seems if it's going to be wishy-washy in a rebuild stage. Yes, the financials are pretty good, but at this point, it's a little late also. Gold and silver looks kind of set up, and at this point, pick and choose your battles. If you have a good morning and there's a good setup, take your money and go to the beach, go to the mountains, go on the golf range, or go sweat in the sauna. That's what I got to do. I got at lunchtime. I got to do a nice 30-minute sweat and then go in the ice barrel. It's really hot out there now too. I have to get the 6 bags of ice, in order to cool that thing off. What else? Oh, we've already spoke about DJT. Yeah, a lot of guys were long into that. At this point, you have a bit of a gap here. They sold some of the news. It's going to be very emotional. It's down 3. If you're in it, I'd watch this 38, and if you were in it, hopefully, you took some off yesterday and you're not a little piggy. If you didn't take off any yesterday and you were long it up 15, then you really have to check your process. What do I think about Trump's VP? I'm not going to get into politics. We're just going to talk stock market here. As far as China, though, is concerned, we did have a really big trade in this Baidu down here. Remember, we were buying the 91s and the 95s, and I had to move to 104, and I got out of it on Friday. So because I got out of it on Friday and I missed this, and I wasn't in yesterday, I bought a little bit of options just in case, it wants to continue to the upside, but I'm not going to be trading the name. These Chinese ADRs have to be like perfect for me to be in it. Otherwise, I'm just in options. Robinhood was, actually Robinhood acted well yesterday. Look at that, closed strong. You know what's been acting poorly or a pain in the butt? Reddit. It was downgraded this morning. Look at how choppy this is up here. Anyway, Robinhood was pretty clean though. Robinhood, clean move. See what happens here. Again, just goes to show you, you try and do things or stay with things. You know how many times I was long the 23 calls and then didn't have it this week? So yes, it happens to me too. So, sometimes you just got to stay with the trade. Anyway, you had a little red dog reversal here on Friday. So you had a nice follow through yesterday, and chances are it looks like Robinhood is going to be taking out this level, which is good to see. So if that continues, hopefully the guys from public.com wake up and take their company public. We're all in that private. Anyway, good luck today, guys. I'll see you later.